From vibrant cultural celebrations preserving Africa's shared heritage to record-breaking performances on the world stage, today's edition brings you key stories shaping Africa and beyond. We begin in Southern Africa. A new painting exhibition in Zambia is highlighting the powerful link between art and development through the story of the historic Tanzania-Zambia Railway Authority, Tazara. Hosted at the National Museum of Lusaka, the exhibition, titled Shoulder to Shoulder on the Same Path, a painting exhibition on the theme of the Tazara Railway, uses visual art to reflect on one of Africa's most important infrastructure projects and its lasting impact on regional development. The event brings together diplomats, government officials, artists, students, and former railway workers, showing how infrastructure projects can shape not only economies but also culture and identify across generations. The exhibition is structured into 4 sections: Grand Vision, Glorious Past, Inheriting the Spirit of Sincerity and Amity, Friendship Across Generations, and Landscapes along the magnificent Tazara Railway. It showcases the rich history and lasting legacy of Tazara, widely regarded as a symbol of African unity and international partnership that continues to support regional trade and connectivity. Stretching about 1,860 kilometers from Dar es Salaam to Kapiri, Maposhi, the railway remains a strategic economic lifeline of Zambia, linking the country to a key seaport while crossing mountains, valleys, rivers, forests and grasslands, standing as a testament to engineering strength and resilience. Tazara, built as a symbol of African cooperation and regional integration, continues to be seen as a key development corridor linking Tanzania and Zambia and supporting trade and mobility in southern Africa. The artworks on display capture themes of connectivity, economic growth, and shared progress, illustrating how infrastructure development can influence social and cultural transformation beyond transportation. Organizers say the exhibition demonstrates how art can preserve development history while also inspiring new thinking about Africa's future, growth, unity, and cooperation. By blending creativity with development storytelling, the exhibition reinforces the idea that Africa's progress is not only built through infrastructure, but also through culture and collective memory. From heritage and history in Zambia, we move to the entertainment industry, where Africa's biggest film awards are preparing for a new era. The Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards (AMVCA) has announced Nigerian comedian Bovi Mgoba and South African actress Nomzamo Mbatha as co-hosts for its 12th edition, scheduled to hold in Lagos. The announcement signals a major shift in presentation as longtime host Ike Osakiudua steps away after more than a decade on the stage. The event is expected to take place on May 9, 2026 at Echo Hotel and Suites in Lagos. It will feature industry stakeholders, filmmakers and entertainers from across Africa. The decision sees Bovi and Mbatha take over hosting duties following Osakiudua's uninterrupted 11-year run since the awards began in 2013. Osakiudua, who has become closely associated with the awards over the years, exits the hosting role after consistently anchoring the ceremony since inception. Organizers say the new pairing reflects a refreshed approach to the show's presentation while maintaining its focus on celebrating African film and television excellence. Bovi, a well-known stand-up comedian, actor and writer, described the opportunity as significant, noting the platform's influence across the continent. He said he intends to bring energy, laughs and magic to the ceremony while celebrating African storytelling. Nomzamo Mbatha, an actress, producer and humanitarian advocate, also joins the hosting lineup. She's known for her international screen appearances and her role in Shaka Ilembe, where she also serves as executive producer. The organizers of AMVCA, in a post announcing the hosts, described the duo as a blend of wit, narrative and global screen advocacy, adding that the edition will highlight African excellence in storytelling and entertainment.
Are you a consumer or a trader or a manufacturer? Where will you be on Monday the 2nd? Save the date. The Made in Ethiopia Expo 2026 opens its doors, your one-stop marketplace for everything industrial, innovative, and proudly local. Discover textiles and leathers, cutting-edge chemicals, precision metalworks, construction tech, and tomorrow's electronics, all under one roof. From raw inputs to finished goods, you will find it all. Taste the delicious local flavors, join lively discussions, forums, cheer at product competitions, and connect with local and international manufacturers. Promote your brand, meet buyers, source where your business needs, or shop for your home. It's opportunity in motion. Join us on May the 2nd to 6th, 2026 at the Addis International Convention Center. Register to exhibit or just come and explore. Don't miss out. Organized by the Ministry of Industry for Universal Sovereignty, Made in Ethiopia.
Welcome back, viewers. You're still watching Pacific African News live from Addis Ababa. Our story continues. Shifting focus to East Africa, Ethiopia is driving industrial growth as it pushes local manufacturing and economic transformation. Ethiopia is accelerating efforts to strengthen its manufacturing sector as part of a broader African push toward industrialization and reduced reliance on imports, government officials have said. A 10-kilometer road race was held today at Meskel Square in Addis Ababa as part of the Made in Ethiopia Expo, showcasing the country's growing industrial and manufacturing capacity. The race was organized to promote Ethiopia's product, the Ethiopian brand, alongside athletics. Speaking during the occasion, Ethiopian Industry Minister Malaku Alebel said the government is prioritizing manufacturing to build a stronger and more self-reliant economic base. He said the initiative reflects a wider continental trend where African countries are investing in local production, value addition and import substitution to boost economic resilience. The event also showcased locally produced sportswear, highlighting Ethiopia's growing capacity in textiles and manufacturing industries that are increasingly serving both domestic and regional markets. Officials noted that since recent economic reforms, Ethiopia's manufacturing sector has seen notable expansion and improved production quality and rising public support for locally made goods. The Made in Ethiopia movement, which promotes Ethiopian-made products, was cited as a key driver of this shift, aligning with Africa's wider industrialization agenda under frameworks such as the African Continental Free Trade Area. Culture and Sports Minister Shawit Shanga said the government is also linking sports development with industrial growth by promoting locally produced sports equipment and apparel. She added that expanding sports infrastructure is helping create opportunities for young people while supporting domestic industries. Foreign participants in the race expressed positive impressions of both the event and its broader purpose. They praised the initiative for promoting Ethiopian-made products while creating an engaging and enjoyable competition, while highlighting the unique experience of running alongside Ethiopians in a country widely known for producing world-class athletes.
It was such an amazing experience. So many people cheering on the street and people just joining me in the race and motivating each other. So it's a lot about the community and running together. I think it's a great idea. I know it's linked to the exhibition, and I think it increases the visibility of the expo because it maybe connects, products and industry with health topics like being, living a healthy lifestyle, being active, doing something for the body and for your mind. If you just observe what successful people are doing, like managers of companies, they are very often also live a healthy lifestyle, because if you have a strong body, you also have a better brain, and then you can be more, productive, more creative, and be better as a person, and also, maybe as a manager.
I'm very much support of the ATM, movement of Ethiopia, and JICA is supporting Ethiopian ATM movement from the project. So I'm very much looking forward to join this big event. It's very impressive, by the way. This is how your government, how serious about making your industries to be developed among Africa. And Ethiopia has a huge potential. Obviously, it's significant. It's the heart of the country's economic growth. In case of Japan, actually after the war, our experience really, evidence that by having your own product and export, that is how Japanese economy has grown rapidly after the 20 or 30 years of the war. So I truly believe that having your own product, export-led and import substitution products, very, very important. And I truly believe that the people, especially the youth of Ethiopian people, has such potential to have your own product for the exports and the import substitutions.
First of all, I want to thank the Ministry of Industry for this very good opportunity and this very beautiful run. It's always very amazing and beautiful conjo to run in Addis Ababa. It's a really good opportunity to compete with the world best runner, Ethiopian people. Then it's very nice for us. You have a lot of Ethiopian products, very, very good. We can see a lot of advice along the way. And now we will test it. Maybe to develop, because you are the best runner in the world, you can develop your own world-known running shoes. It could be a very good opportunity for Ethiopia. I saw a lot of the best runners with foreign shoes like Asics, like Nike or Adidas. Maybe Ethiopia can develop his own shoes. Maybe it's already done, I don't know. But because you have the best runner, this is an opportunity for Ethiopia.
Participants further noted that Ethiopia has a strong potential to expand its economic capacity by harnessing the energy of its youth, boosting productivity and reducing reliance on imports through increased support for locally made goods. The Made in Ethiopia movement was launched by Ethiopian Prime Minister Abi Ahmed to promote domestic products on the global stage and expand the country's manufacturing capacity. It has significantly improved local manufacturing capabilities and expanded domestic market share over the last 3 years since its inception. From industrial development in East Africa, we head to North and Central Africa, where regional cooperation is being strengthened. Algeria and Chad have reaffirmed strong bilateral ties and committed to deepening cooperation following the state visit of Chadian President Mohamed Idriss Deby Itno to Algeria from April 22 to 24, 2026. President Abdelmajid Tebboune and President Deby expressed full satisfaction with the state of relations and pledged to inject new momentum into their partnership rooted in long-standing bonds of solidarity and mutual respect. The two leaders oversaw the signing of 28 agreements during the 4th Algeria-Chad Joint Commission, covering sectors such as energy, mining, transport and infrastructure. They also emphasized the importance of translating commitments into concrete projects with tangible economic impact. On security, both sides reaffirmed their commitment to combating terrorism, violent extremism and cross-border crime while strengthening coordination in border security and intelligence sharing. They highlighted progress in connectivity, including the launch of the Algiers-N'Djamena Air Road, and stressed the strategic importance of major infrastructure projects like the Trans-Saharan Highway. Cooperation in education, health and cultural exchange was also underscored alongside efforts to boost trade and investment through the newly launched Algeria-Chad Business Council. Regionally, both leaders called for political solutions to conflicts in the Sahel and beyond, reaffirming support for sovereignty, non-interference and African-led approaches to peace and development. The visit concluded with both presidents agreeing to maintain regular consultations and ensure the effective implementation of joint initiatives, marking a new phase in Algeria-Chad relations. Shifting to this hour's business news, Sierra Leone has officially begun construction of its first industrial fishing port, backed by Chinese funding in a significant push to modernize the fisheries sector and unlock the country's blue economy potential. The groundbreaking ceremony took place at Black Johnson Village in the Western Area Rural District near the capital, Freetown. President Julius Maada Bio described the project as a transformative investment that will reduce annual fisheries losses estimated at $42 million while creating jobs and boosting economic growth. Named the Julius Maada Bio-Industrial Fishing Port, the facility is designed to handle up to 20,000 metric tons of fish annually. It will include key infrastructure such as a 500-meter quay and a 300,000 square meter basin, fish processing and storage units, ice production facilities, a trading market, and administrative offices. The project is being implemented by a Chinese engineering firm, which has pledged to deliver high construction standards, support local employment, and facilitate skills transfer to Sierra Leoneans. Officials say the fisheries sector contributes about 7.5% to Sierra Leone's GDP, with the new port expected to significantly increase productivity, attract investment, and strengthen regulatory and infrastructure systems. Authorities have secured 252 acres of land for the project and are calling for increased private sector participation to maximize its long-term impact on national development. Meanwhile, Namibian businesses are among those being targeted for African Continental Free Trade Area training through the Africa Import-Export Bank, Afreximbank, in collaboration with the AMVCA Secretariat. According to Afreximbank, the training will take place in Egypt in June and is open to businesses across Africa. It aims to equip participants with practical skills and knowledge needed to fully participate in intra-African trade under the AMVCA framework. Afreximbank Group Chief Economist Yemi Kell said the program will help participants gain a comprehensive understanding of the trade agreement and how to leverage its opportunities for business and continental growth. AMVCA Secretariat Director of Trade in Goods and Competition Muhammad Ali said the initiative is a key step toward unlocking intra-African trade potential through capacity building and stronger institutional partnerships. Officials noted that despite the AMVCA's vast economic promise, limited understanding of its technical rules continues to slow its full implementation. The training is expected to address these gaps and improve market access for African producers of goods and services. And finally, sport news. We now move to sport, where Ethiopia continues to dominate the global marathon stage with another record-breaking performance. Ethiopia's Tigst Assefa has successfully defended her TCS London Marathon title in stunning style, setting a new women's only world record of 2:15:41. Assefa improved her own record set at the same race last year by 9 seconds, underlining her dominance in long-distance running and delivering another landmark performance on the global stage. She set a blistering pace early, going through halfway on world record tempo before fending off a strong late challenge from Kenya's Helen Obiri and Jocelyn Kipchoge. Obiri claimed second place with a personal best of 2:15:53, while Jepkoski followed closely in 2:15:55. It marks the third consecutive year the women-only world record has been broken at the London Marathon, with Assefa and Kenya's Paris Chepchirchir continuing to raise the bar. In the men's race, Kenya's Sebastian Sawe made history by becoming the first man to break the 2-hour barrier at the London Marathon, winning in 1:59:30. Ethiopia's Yomif Gajalso also dipped under 2 hours in 1:59:41, while Uganda's Jacob Kiblemo finished third in 2:00:28, completing a landmark day for East African distance running. Now let's look at the weather forecast across the continent. That wraps up this hour's Pulse of African News. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and follow our Facebook page. And for the latest headlines, follow us on TikTok. I'm Gamachisa Mandida. Thank you for joining us and goodbye.
Mr. Prime Minister, I got lost in words. I'm here to give you an award in the form of a diploma and a gold medal.
Prime Minister Abi Ahmed's appointment as the African Union's champion for artificial intelligence and digital health highlights his visionary leadership, which transcends borders.
In 2020, Ethiopia established Africa's first artificial intelligence institute.
His achievements in various sectors have gained him international acclaim and prominence, leaving behind an impactful legacy. Abi Ahmed first rose to global prominence following the 2018 Ethiopia-Eritrea peace agreement, which ended 2 decades of conflict and earned him the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize. His leadership has also been marked by domestic initiatives in agricultural reform, environmental restoration through the Green Legacy Initiative, and gradual economic and digital modernization. These achievements have shaped his profile as a reform-driven leader at both regional and international levels. His rise raises a key question at the heart of this discussion. How did Abi Ahmed move from national reformer to a continental figure influencing Africa's emerging technological and development agenda?
Africa's transformation is increasingly being driven by innovation rather than traditional resources, especially with artificial intelligence emerging now as a new strategic asset across the continent. And this specific shift is underscored by the African Union's appointment, the current appointment of the African Union, of the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abi Ahmed as a champion for artificial intelligence and digital health. This is a move that reflects the continent's ambition to actively shape rather than passively adopt emerging technologies from elsewhere. And this specific role places him, the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abi Ahmed, at the forefront of efforts to guide Africans' approach into emerging technologies, particularly in areas that directly affect development outcomes, such as healthcare, data governance, and even innovation ecosystems. And in recent remarks following a meeting with African CDC Director General Jean Kasai, Prime Minister Abi Ahmed has been heard again and again emphasizing that artificial intelligence and digital health tools will play a central role in strengthening healthcare systems, expanding access, and improving outcomes across the 54 African nations. And his vision aligns with African Union's goals of building resilient, inclusive systems while also ensuring countries actively shape rather than just consume technology from elsewhere. Ethiopia's progress in digital infrastructure, e-government, and AI development, including institutions like the Ethiopian AI Institution, has supported this leadership role and has been a critical example to mention whenever we raise his name related to technology. At the continental level, Abi is expected to help coordinate AI policy, promote regulatory alignment, and advance digital sovereignty so that African nations retain control over their own data. While challenges such as infrastructure gaps and data governance remain, integrating AI into healthcare offers a promising path to expand access and improve services across the continent, minding you that the African continent is highly dependent when it comes to the term of technology or even in different other sectors. And to understand the significance of Abi Ahmed's current continental role, it is very essential and very critical for us to look back at the foundation of his leadership, which began in 2018 when he assumed office. One of his earliest and most internationally recognized achievement was the famous 2019 Nobel Peace Prize awarded by the Norwegian Nobel Committee for his efforts to achieve peace and international cooperation, and in particular for his decisive initiative to resolve the border conflict with the neighboring country Eritrea.
Prime Minister Abi, the award bestowed upon you rests on three major achievements. First, your crucial role in creating peace between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And second, your efforts to build democracy in Ethiopia by strengthening civil liberties and developing institutions. And third, but not least, the award is given to you for your contribution to peace and reconciliation processes in East and Northeast Africa.
Now, by initiating direct dialogue with the Eritrean leadership, Abi broke a 2-decade settlement and the normalizations of relations, which included reopening embassies in both of the countries and also restoring transport links from Ethiopia to Eritrea, which was widely held as a breakthrough in African diplomacy. It did not only reduce tensions between the two nations, but it also reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the entire Horn of Africa. However, the gains of the 2018 Ethiopia-Eritrea peace agreement faced challenges following the outbreak of conflict in northern Ethiopia, which broke out in 2020. The Ethiopian government has since then focused on restoring stability through the 2022 Pretoria Agreement, and has continuously emphasized its commitment to regional peace, sovereignty, and constructive relations with Eritrea based on mutual respect and non-interference policy. Abi's leadership has received further international recognition. We can begin with the important African honor, which he received in June 2018, and he was awarded Uganda's Most Excellent Order of the Pearl of Africa, or we can also call it the Grand Master Class, by the Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni in acknowledgement of his reconciliatory leadership efforts to promote peace and stability in the Horn of Africa, and for also strengthening Ethiopians and Uganda's cooperation in trade, infrastructure, and regional development. Another recognition that Prime Minister of Ethiopia Abi Ahmed has gotten is in the 2019. He has received the Felix Houphouët-Boigny UNESCO's Peace Prize for his contribution and peace and reconciliation in the region. And also he has also been given the Conference State Honors, including the Order of the Zayed from the United Arab Emirates and the Order of King Abdulaziz from Saudi Arabia. And again in 2022, he received the Global Islamic Finance Award, GIFA laureate, in recognition of his efforts in reaffirming Ethiopia's finance sector and advancing inclusive economic development through his Medemer philosophy. Just to clear the fact, the Medemer philosophy is a high philosophy that the current administration, Abi Ahmed's administration, is using. He has also been writing books to clarify his philosophy to his citizens. Moving on, more recently in January 2024, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, has also awarded him the prestigious Agricola Medal, its highest honor, for his vision, leadership, and commitment to food security, nutrition, and innovation solutions, particularly Ethiopia's remarkable progress towards wheat self-sufficiency. These awards, alongside his early peace efforts and domestic reforms, helped establish his international profile and laid the groundwork for his later continental responsibilities. Now, beyond diplomacy, much of Abi's domestic focus has been on economic resilience and food security, particularly through agricultural reform. And Ethiopians' push towards wheat self-sufficiency stands out as a flagship initiative by expanding irrigation, promoting modern farming techniques, and also improving seed systems that the country has significantly reduced its dependence on imports. Now, this is a very huge achievement for a country, for an African country, where much of our foods are highly dependent on import materials. Now let's move on to the famous Green Legacy Initiative. It was launched in 2019, and Abi Ahmed has been able to mobilize mass tree planting campaigns across the country, with billions of seedlings reportedly planted over successive rainy seasons. And beyond its environmental impact, the initiative represents a broader commitment to climate resilience and sustainable development, positioning Ethiopia as a leader in grassroots environmental action. And we can definitely say that it is these actions that has helped Ethiopia to be the next host of COP32. This initiative has earned global recognition, including the Outstanding African Leadership Award presented during an event organized by the American Academy of Achievement and the Global Hope Coalition in Washington, D.C. In his remarks at the event, Prime Minister Abiy of Ethiopia has emphasized that Africa should be seen not as a source of problems, but as a continent capable of generating solutions, particularly in addressing global challenges such as climate change. And this philosophy continues to shape his approach at the continental level. Another defining feature of Abi Ahmed's tenure has been the push to modernize and partially liberalize Ethiopia's economy. Reforms in sectors such as telecommunications have introduced competition and expanded access to digital services, which has been creating new opportunities for innovation and investment as well in the country. Now, digital transformation has become a central pillar of Ethiopia's development and strategy. That's how the statistics and data are showing. And the rollout of e-government services, investments in ICT infrastructure, and the promotion of digital entrepreneurship has also begun to reshape how citizens interact with the public institutions and markets across his country, Ethiopia. These efforts are not only improving efficiency, but they are also laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and digital economy across his country. And the focus on artificial intelligence represents the next phase of his transformation. Because by investing in research institutions and education, Ethiopia now is working to build homegrown technological capacity rather than just relying solely on external solutions. And this specific approach aligns closely with the broader continental emphasis on digital sovereignty and self-reliance. Alongside reforms in agriculture and technology, Abiy administration has continued to prioritize infrastructure development as foundation for economic growth, investment in transport, energy, and even in urban development, which is aiming to improve connectivity and support industrial expansion. Another topic that the Prime Minister of Ethiopia has been currently working on is tourism. In tourism, he has also emerged as a strategic sector with initiatives designed to showcase Ethiopia's cultural heritage and natural attraction. And projects under national development programs have sought to enhance tourism infrastructure, diversify revenue streams, and create employment opportunities for millions of Ethiopians. Prime Minister Abi Ahmed of Ethiopia also took on a leadership role within the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, also known as IGAD, as a result of practical gains on the ground. He has also been appointed as tourism champion for a 3-year term in 2019, and this specific appointment reflected the growing confidence in his leadership across the Horn of Africa at a time and positioned him to help guide regional cooperation in sustainable tourism. Now, these efforts reflect a broader vision of economic diversification, reducing reliance on traditional sectors while also building new engines of growth. Despite these achievements, Ethiopia's development journey remains very complicated. There are challenges including infrastructure gaps, financial constraints, governance issues being raised on his governance, continue to influence the pace and impact of reforms. And at the continental level also, there are similar challenges that could affect the implementations of AI and digital health initiatives. Abiy Ahmed's leadership, therefore, is best understood as a combination of ambition and ongoing transition, and his policies have set a new direction in multiple sectors across the continent and his country, Ethiopia. But their long-term success will highly depend on consistent execution and the ability to navigate evolving domestic and regional dynamics. And Prime Minister Abi Ahmed's leadership starting from 2018 reflects a trajectory that moves from national reform to continental influences. We can mention his early achievements in peace building, which has earned him the global recognition through the Nobel Peace Prize, while also his focus on agriculture and sustainability has brought him further acknowledgement, including the FAO Agricola Medal. Now, his appointment as the African Union champion for artificial intelligence and digital health signals a new phase, one in which Ethiopia experiences are being projected onto a broader African canvas. And the goal is no longer national transformation alone, but it's contributing to a collective vision where Africa shapes its own technological future.